Betamax. My name is Fidel, and I'm here joined, as always, by Birdie.
What's up?
So, tonight's episode, we talk about 4 movies we recently watched. Being Us, High Life, Lords of Chaos, and the very popular Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
So, first one I want to talk about is High Life, since that's the most recent one we watched.
Yeah.
So High Life was directed by Claire Denis. Is that how you say her last name?
I think it's Claire Denis.
Denis?
Yeah.
What else has she done, do you know?
I'm not sure.
But starring Robert Pattinson, about a man and a baby in space, like surviving, pretty much. I don't want to ruin it. Or do you care?
Yeah, I mean, just FYI, if you're listening, we're going to be getting into spoiler territory for all 4 of these films. So if you haven't seen Us, High Life, Endgame,
And Lords of Chaos.
I would suggest
Not listening until you watch those.
until you watch that.
Yeah.
But
So-
yeah,
So High Life. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a breath of fresh air, especially this year. That's filled with so much a lot of big budget stuff.
It's a great original story.
Yeah,
You know, there's nothing really out that's like it.
and I really like that genre of like an indie film going into space.
Would you say it's a horror movie?
Not at all. No.
Because it's classified as a horror film.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say it's like a drama based in space, you know. But,
Yeah, exactly.
but I wouldn't consider it a horror film. I mean, if it is, then I definitely wasn't scared watching it.
Yeah.
I was more intrigued, if anything, by the amount of like ambiguity in it. And,
The visual effects too.
yeah, I mean, it was really good. It was a really good art house film based in space, which is like I said, it was a breath of fresh air for me because not a lot of studios are putting stuff out like that
Yeah.
anymore, and I look forward to films like this more than anything else, just because it's like it's inspiring and it's my favorite.
It was a quiet movie too.
Yeah, it was there was hardly any dialogue.
And that I feel like that speaks to how good of a performance like was given, just because the lack of dialogue and just the overall silent nature of it, but yet
Yeah.
it was still like engrossed us, you know, still brought us in, got us interested in the story,
Yeah,
what was going on.
yeah, it's because I mean, I didn't find any flaws in this film at all. I mean, even with the lack of dialogue, you know, it being the performance being so dependent on by the actors, I can say that I didn't feel like there was one person that was falling behind.
Yeah.
You know, everybody put in like 100%, and you can tell when you watch it.
And like I forgot that Andre 3000 was in it, even though they show him in the trailer.
Yeah, I totally forgot he was in it too, and his role isn't that big either. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's very pivotal to the story, especially to Robert Pattinson's character, because you could tell they're both on the same level of like tranquility on this spaceship. You know, like they're both come to terms with the fact that they're never gonna go home,
Yeah.
and they're on this ship for a reason, and they know that this is the last stop. So the only thing left to do is to make peace with what they've done, you know,
Yeah.
and how they carried out their lives. You know, and you can really tell that by the end of their character arcs. You know, the director did a great job of doing that. You know, especially with Andre's character. You know how he kind of just
His garden.
he peacefully sleeps away his life in the
Yeah.
garden. You know.
And man, Robert Pattinson, dude, like, this is really the second movie I've seen him in where I was just like blown away by his performance. But it has me it has me in a mind state where if I see him as part of another film, I'm definitely gonna see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's so good.
Can I be honest with you
What?
right now? This is gonna sound like a little lame, but I've been into that guy since the first Twilight film.
Yeah.
Yeah, like to me, he was one of the coolest things in that saga of like teenager books that came out in
Those
that time of
YA
the year.
books.
Yeah, like after that, I was like, fuck, I hope he does more shit, and he did, and he didn't disappoint with his choices, you know. Because a lot of the people that came from that series of films, you know, they kind of went the big budget route,
Yeah.
where you could tell he chose his films based on what kind of performance he can give and how good the script is.
Yeah.
Which is like something I would aspire to do if I were to say that I'm an aspiring actor, you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think him and what's the chick's name?
Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart.
Well, I
Because
mean,
even Kristen Stewart, like, she recently did a movie that I watched called Personal Shopper.
hmm
It's on Netflix if you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but it's really good. Like, it looked weird. Like, it looked like a weird drama based on like just this girl's life as a personal shopper for someone who's famous, which is the basic plot for that film.
hmm
But I watched it and I was like, oh my god, this is so good. So I praise them both for, you know,
Making good choices.
Making good choices after
that Twilight saga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which in my opinion, like I said, this is gonna sound lame. In my opinion, they weren't terrible films.
Not as terrible as
they're
people were
corny
making
as
them
fuck.
out to be.
Like, they're super corny. Like, if you watch them, like, dude, the cheesiness is like.
Well, I mean, you gotta take into account the demographic they're going for.
Yeah, which is why I give it such a break. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, given the cheesiness and the corniness of the whole like series, it's like.
It's romantic.
I was into it.
It's like a romantic drama for teenagers.
Yeah.
Involving vampires and werewolves.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I can't wait to see what Robert Pattinson does next, man. I loved his performance in this movie.
I know he's doing a western next, which I'm really looking
Really?
forward. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Like, he has like a western accent and everything. Like, dude, that guy's so good.
Like, he was so good in this, and then in Good Time.
Yeah,
Man.
and then he did another one called The Rover. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, that one's, dude, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the ending of High Life?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it.
The ambiguity of it.
Yeah, because I love.
Because it's very easy to fuck that up in movies when you try to have like an ambiguous ending.
Yeah, and I mean, I can tell some people will watch this and be like, "Well, that was lame," you know, like.
I feel like.
Because honestly, it wasn't like it was a surprising ending, but it didn't really catch me out of left field.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of like the common moviegoer will probably find this movie boring, honestly.
Well, yeah, definitely.
But it's just story-wise, it's so good, man, and just how strong the performances are.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, it was put out by A24, who just keeps putting out like these.
Yeah, I have so much trust in that production company.
Yeah, because I mean, every time I hear that they're putting out a movie, it's funny because like so many studios do that where they make announcements for films, you know, on their roster, and it's like, all right, cool. I mean, what's the next comic book hero film you're gonna make or remake, you know? But these guys are like going out of their way to look for original material, you know. To me, that company is like one of the best film production companies out right now, just because they base their whole like ethic on putting out films on risk.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, these are all original stories, and if they're not, they're based on, you know, books that like just are gnarly, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something to look forward to.
So I'm assuming you would recommend people to watch this.
Yeah, I mean, if you're, you know, if you're into like films where you know you don't want to take your eyes off the screen and you know you want to give 100% of your attention, then watch this. It's a really really good film.
Yeah.
Like I can honestly say it's one of my favorites of this year.
Yeah. So far, yeah.
Yeah.
Still pretty early in the year. We still haven't seen Detective Pikachu, so. But yeah, I would recommend it too. It's really good. Yeah, I want to watch it again. Cause
Me too.
I want to see it in theaters actually.
I want to get a Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I need to get the Blu-ray.
All right. Well. Oh, okay. So going back to the visual effects, because I wanted to mention this.
Yeah.
This is an indie film, right?
Mhm.
So the budget, I'm assuming,
I mean, it was
probably not that big.
Yeah, I mean, it was still big, but it wasn't as big as like something that you can see like in the commercials of your whatever you're watching.
Because I remember watching it and just the shots of like the black hole reminded me of Interstellar.
Yeah, dude, it's funny that you mentioned that because when we saw that, when I was watching that, I was like, wow, I guess that film really did make an impact on the science community because even when that film came out back in 2014, like they made a big deal about it because of how Kip Thorne was able to make an image, help Christopher Nolan make an image of a black hole.
Oh, and this was before, like, obviously before the actual picture of a black hole was real.
But you know, and a lot of people praise that, you know, even the science community, because I mean, if you look up drawings now or like pictures or anything like that, I mean, it all reverts back to that what we saw in Interstellar, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, you know, it wasn't just like some Hollywood heads like came together and were like, what would be the coolest way to like make a black hole look?
Yeah.
Like, no, like this guy went out of his way and he got with Kip Thorne and Kip Thorne got with like Stephen Hawking and was like,
they wanted to make it as realistic as possible.
Yeah, they got to the nitty gritty of it and they were just like, what would it look like in reality?
Yeah.
Like, if we ran into one, and that's it, you know.
They're pretty close too.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I just remember thinking that watching this movie High Life and like when it shows the black hole, like immediately that popped in my head. Like, damn, like the visual effects in this movie are so good.
Yeah, they were. Given that it's an indie film.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good.
But yeah, I wanted to bring that up before we moved on. So, the next movie that I want to talk about is Us. Directed by Jordan Peele. So, okay. It's probably we're definitely in the unpopular opinion on this because I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was as good. I was
so underwhelmed,
yeah.
Dude. I was like, I mean, I wasn't looking forward to it in the first place. Like, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see Jordan Peele's next movie. But I was definitely sitting down in there being like, well, I know I'm not going to get disappointed. But I did end up getting disappointed.
I just remember, like, constantly feeling like, man, they're making a lot of dumb decisions.
It was a lot
like
of
the
weird
characters,
decisions.
like,
yeah, it was just weird.
To me, he was making the characters look dumb. Like, just, like, why are you gonna have them do that? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of stuff going on that just didn't make sense to me. And I predicted that twist ending from a mile away, dude.
Yeah, I kind of saw that one coming too.
And when it happened, I was just like, I knew it. Like, I'm not surprised. Like,
yeah. But dude, I mean, I kept telling you when we left the theater, I was like, oh my gosh, what a great idea that was executed so poorly. Because I thought the idea for the film was so great.
It is.
Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, this is such a good, like, original idea for a film. But what the fuck happened?
I don't know.
Like what kind of choices was that?
And, like, the thing that was blowing me away, too, was, like, all the praise is getting online.
Ugh.
And it just made me start feeling like, what am I missing then? Like, why does everybody else love this movie, but I'm just like whatever about it.
Yeah.
Like, cause I feel like I'm usually along with like the popular opinion. I usually agree with it.
Yeah.
But for this one, like, oh man. But yeah,
Yeah.
I left the theater feeling so disappointed.
Yeah. I was so underwhelmed. It's not even funny.
Like to me, this would have been a good first film for a director. Well, for him.
Yeah.
But given that he debuted with Get Out, and I loved Get Out, thought that was a great film. So I think that's probably why I was just like, okay, Get Out was amazing. This movie's gonna be amazing as well.
Yeah.
But there's just so many things that happened in the movie that, like for one, her doppelganger and the family not killing them immediately, even though all the other doppelgangers were doing that with all the other doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Like they would immediately kill them. They wouldn't try to explain, like give exposition, I guess. But with her, like they waited, and I was just like, I don't know, like why? And then another scene was when the girl was running away from her doppelganger, and she was on top of the car. Remember?
Yeah.
And that guy, the neighbor, one of the neighbors comes out. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then she runs away, but the evil doppelganger like kills the neighbor. How did he not like react to the other girl running away, like try to stop her? He was just focused on the one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just didn't make sense to me. And how the kid figured out that he was able to control his by doing,
Yeah.
like he knew he was gonna do whatever he did, and like.
It was
But
just,
yet it wasn't like a thing where it was happening all the time. It was just at select moments.
yeah, it was weird. It was like I want to stick to like the theology behind these characters and what they're going through, but I don't. It's like I want to when I want to. I want to when it's cool, but when it's not cool, I'm gonna do what I want. Because I mean, some of the stuff was pretty understandable. I mean, it's like I would say that it's understandable that they took their time with that family, just because it's like they switched play. Oh wait, we can say spoilers, right?
Yeah, we're talking about spoilers.
They switched places, so it's like
she was the real original.
Yeah, she was the real one.
Yeah.
So it's like you would want to take your time letting this person know, like, dude, you fucked my life, and now I'm gonna let you know why. I'm gonna kill you. But that whole part with the neighbor though was a little weird.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, wouldn't you fucking trip out of the fact that there's
two of them?
There's two of these fucking little.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like I said, the theology behind these characters was like pretty on point, but it was just it didn't stay consistent with me. The decisions were weird.
I will say that Lupita Nyong'o's performance was great.
Yeah.
She was excellent.
She was.
Which usually she is whenever she's in something, like, she gives like her all.
Yeah.
And I thought her performance was great.
Yeah. There was a lot of cool shit in this movie, like there was a lot of like cool shit left out of the narrative, like the fact that like these underground catacombs were built, and and then there's doppelgangers living in there from you.
That's also another thing that I really didn't like. Also, was
there wasn't an explanation.
Yeah, there wasn't an explanation, or not necessarily an explanation. Just who was in charge of all that.
Yeah, and why would you abandon an idea like that?
Yeah,
and why would you abandon it, thinking that it was never gonna come up again?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm just like,
it's like leaving a house unlocked. It's like, how do you know no one's gonna go in there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. Weird decisions.
What if he did all that intentionally because he's secretly gonna make a sequel?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That just popped in my head right now.
I suppose that would be something cool to... A sequel would be a good idea for this film.
Because the way it ended, the little boy, somehow, realizes that that's not really his mom. Yeah. Or it's his mom, but that's not, like, that she's the doppelganger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe in a sequel, like, if they plan on doing it, it could be, like, the whole dynamic with that, how they go forward from there.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Hopefully, if it does happen, he executes it a little better.
Yeah. Yeah, but there was. Uh, I keep going back to the good idea. Because it was, dude.
It was,
like
yeah,
it
it
was such a
definitely
good
was.
idea to me. The whole, like, the government hiding something from you. The fact that, like, there's these underground catacombs that were man-made. Obviously, they were man-made.
Yeah.
And then there's these, like, twins of yours under there. We don't know how they made them. We don't know why they made them. What was the purpose of all this? What was gonna be the result of this experiment? Because obviously it was an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole bunny thing was a little weird to me too.
Do they like eat them or something?
Yeah, yeah. Which is like pretty. It was a cool idea. It was just weird to me again because it was like bunnies are pretty good at breeding.
Yeah.
And that was a food source for the doppelgangers on there, so it was kind of a good idea. It's like, let's eat these bunnies, and they fuck like crazy, so there's gonna be more bunnies anyways.
Yeah.
And then the whole uniform thing, like, it's like, where the fuck did you get those uniforms?
Yeah, because when they were showing like the flashbacks or whatever, gloves. Yeah, like when they were showing like the flashbacks or just the like how they
were in
lived
clothing.
On there, yeah, they were in regular clothes.
Yeah, but
so
they decided to like get together and put these uniforms on. Like, I don't know. I guess you could explain it. Like, the uniforms were from the people working there. Maybe.
I guess.
Yeah.
And then how come the first guy on the beach, the bum, how come he wasn't wearing a uniform?
I think he was, but he was wearing a trench coat over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing him wearing a uniform.
Yeah, but I mean, and the whole symbolism kind of went over my head.
What do you mean?
I didn't really catch it. Because I know this is like an allegory for the United States.
Oh, yeah.
How that line she threw is like, who are you? We're Americans. And it's like, oh.
That I felt like that was supposed to have an impact of everybody being like, oh my God.
I'm woke.
Yeah.
I just woke.
I've just awoken. But yeah, it just...
I don't know, I felt pretty slept.
Pretty slept. Oh my God.
Yeah, but the whole, like, it just went over my head.
Yeah.
For what he was trying to say about,
When she said that line in my head, I was just like, of course she's gonna say that line right now.
Yeah.
When that shouldn't have been the reaction to that.
Yeah. But
I mean, I'm still looking forward to seeing what Jordan Peele does next.
I'm not.
No?
I'm over it, yeah.
Really?
Get Out was good, but it wasn't, like, worthy of, like, what the whole praise it was getting. Didn't it get an Oscar, too?
I think so.
Yeah, I was just like...
I feel it's deserving. I love that movie.
I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. Like,
I thought it was great.
I thought it was good.
Hey, get out.
Okay. But, I mean, no, I'm not looking forward to what he's doing next. I mean, I'll probably watch it still, but I won't be excited about it.
Well, I am.
Whatever.
All right, so the next movie is Lords of Chaos. What'd you think?
Another film that was like kind of a breath of fresh air again for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Well, first off, this film's about this band called Mayhem.
Norwegian black metal band.
Yeah, from a band from Norway, which basically...
It's basically the story.
Would you say that band invented like Norwegian?
No,
black
yeah,
metal?
they definitely did. Well,
okay.
the member Euronymous.
Euronymous.
It's a biopic.
Which is played by what's the actor's name again?
Rory Culkin.
Rory Culkin.
Which okay, I've seen this movie 3 times.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The first time, when I watched it the first time, it was really hard for me to get into his character just because there was a lot of no-name actors in it. So
which is cool.
yeah, which I enjoyed, but it was hard for me to get into his character because I just saw Rory Culkin.
Really?
Yeah, the first time I watched it, and I remember watching it and thinking just thinking that man, I can't buy into it just because all I see is Rory Culkin. I just can't do it. I still like the movie, so when I watched it the second time with you, I remember telling you I remember telling you this, but I also told you that I really enjoyed Emery Cohen's portrayal of Varg.
I did not.
Okay, I'm getting to that. So I remember telling you that I really enjoyed it, which I did. Upon the first viewing, I was like, okay, I really like the way this guy's portraying this character. Which I mean, a real life guy.
Mm-hmm.
But when watching the second time, I guess that's when, because I already knew everything that's going on in the movie, so I was able to pay more attention to the performances.
Yeah.
That's when I started noticing, okay, yeah, this guy's doing a pretty terrible job.
Yeah. To me, this film is great, but he was definitely the weakest point in the film.
Emery Cohen?
Yeah.
And I especially came to that realization because I recently got into the show on Netflix called The OA, and he's in it.
Really?
And he actually gives a very good performance.
Does he have
in
long
that.
hair?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, his performance in that show is incredible. And after watching it, because it's 2 seasons, I already finished it. After watching it, I was like, damn, he really was that bad in Lords of Chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, I caught it right away, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're not convincing me, dude. That you're this evil dude. Because he was a fucking evil piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
He was a fucker. But
he kept coming off as he was either super sinister and evil and just doing terrible things, but then there'd be times where he came off like a little bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He just felt like that one kid that was that he wore the patches that he did in the film, like a Scorpions patch.
Yeah.
And he thought he was so edgy. Fuck yeah, I listen to Scorpions, bro.
But then again, who knows? What if that guy was actually like that in real life,
that's true.
And that's why he was portraying him that way.
Which
if that's the case,
be tight.
Yeah, if that's the case, then damn.
Then I praise the director for that.
Yeah, because the director Jonas Akerlund, he grew up in that scene, that whole Norwegian black metal scene. He grew up with those guys from Mayhem, Burzum, So, that, I think he's wanted to do this. Him and Rory Culkin have wanted to do this movie for a long time. But maybe that's the case, Maybe that's why.
Then that would be tight.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
But yeah, after watching it the second time and even the third time, damn, Rory Culkin.
He's good.
That guy is such a good actor, man.
Dude, he made me sad.
Oh, yeah.
His death scene, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I wish I was there so I could help him out.
Just the sound, his voice.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, dude, those Culkins are good at that, dude.
Yes.
I wish they would be more involved in indie film like this.
Oh, dude.
I would love to see Macaulay Culkin doing something like
that.
What
was the last thing he did?
I don't know. I think Party Monster, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I want to praise the way it looked when he was getting stabbed.
Oh yeah, that was fucking gnarly, dude.
As over the top as it might seem to someone just getting stabbed that many times.
Yeah.
Because it was a little over the top.
It was.
But just the way it looked, the knife going in, and every time he pulled it out, you could see a spurt of blood come out.
Yeah.
And especially when he stabs him in the forehead. Damn.
Oh, yeah, that was fucking. Whoa.
Yeah.
And then when he was trying to pull the knife out, it was like, oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, yeah, and he puts his foot on his head.
Yeah. Wow.
It was one of those moments where I'm just like, how did they do that?
Yeah. That's fucking tight.
It was so good.
Yeah, there was a lot of points in this film, too, that I just felt so uncomfortable. But it was cool, because I expect a film like this to make me feel uncomfortable, I definitely don't want to watch a film about the origins of Norwegian black metal and be like, I had a good time.
Yeah, I mean, this movie made me want to check out some of those bands.
It did, and I did. And I was like,
I already know where you're going with it. Yep, exactly.
I was like, nope. Because
dude. I like heavy music,
Yeah, I do too. Don't get me wrong.
No, yeah, but I just.
but I just can't
For
get
me,
into like
black metal, I can't get into it.
yeah, like black metal is something that I just could not ever get into.
The only one that I legitimately liked from checking out was Mayhem. The very first album, like
Yeah, I think the first recordings like they sounded really raw and like sloppy,
yeah,
and I dig that a lot. When you hear a band's like first album and it's like that, compared to their like most recent one that's really polished.
yeah. And I remember like hearing a lot or reading a lot of feedback on this film, especially from like black metal fans,
Yeah.
saying like they hated it because of how corny it was.
Yeah.
And like I'm just like, okay, I get that because the characters were kind of corny, you know, the way like how they openly just talk about like it's not evil enough. And
Yeah.
that seems like so corny to me.
Yeah, it was.
But you got to think like they were kids at this time.
Yeah.
So they wanted to do that. They wanted like you. What am I trying to say? Okay. They wanted to be shocking, you know, because they wanted to be put on the map.
Yeah.
So when you're a kid, you know, you're a young adult, a teenager, you know, 17, 18, 19, whatever.
Yeah.
And you're trying to do shit like that, you're gonna be corny as fuck, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna come off really
lame.
lame.
Yeah, because I mean, I was watching it and I was just like putting myself in that situation. If I was there at my age now,
Yeah.
like, man, you guys are lame. Like, this is whack. Like, this is obviously just an image for all of you guys. But I mean, overall though, the movie, great.
Yeah, you know what I would compare with like the other movie that I would put shoulder to shoulder to this one. Like that's the whole like, if you're into that type of thing, you'd be like corny, but if you're not, you'd be like, that'd be tight. That was tight.
What?
SLC Punk.
Yeah, yeah,
I remember
I agree with that.
I remember watching that, like when I was into punk and being like, "Jeez,
Cringy.
This is a little cringy for me." But I remember watching it with like my sister, and she was like, "Oh, that was so cool! Oh my gosh!" And we were both into punk at the time, and I was like, "Ugh, now I know you're a poser."
That's a good movie though.
That is a good movie. I could still like, I still watch that movie to this day and be like, "Wow, that was cool."
Yeah.
But I mean, I would put those together as far as like music genre, a film trying to explain music genre, you know.
Yeah. And usually for me, like, music biopics are very hit and miss for me. There's not really a lot that I like. But this one, like, I loved this movie.
Yeah, I really like this one. It was really cool. The only thing that I would say the only thing that took me out was the performance from that dude.
Oh, Emery Cohen.
Yeah.
As Varg, the Count.
And
oh, dude, that scene was hilarious when he's doing the interview.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, dude!
And he set up like that
dude,
black
remember when I leaned over to you and I was like, "Yo, the reporters are more metal than him."
Yeah.
Because they were telling him what to do. They were like, why don't you hold this knife?"
Yeah.
wasn't he hesitant? He was like, no, I don't want to.
Yeah, because he didn't want to show his face. But,
oh yeah.
But they were like, no, just cover it with your hair, just one eye.
Like, dude, they were giving him so many like metal pointers, and he was not being metal.
Yeah. And then like started talking shit about him when they were leaving.
Yeah, they were like, this guy's a fucking poser. It turns out they're really into like black metal.
Yeah. But yeah, like I really enjoyed the movie. I mean, I watched it 3 times.
I was gonna say another thing that took me out was the fact that I didn't really hear a Norwegian accent anywhere.
Yes. That because I was like, so everybody in Norway is American?
Yeah, I was like, so everybody here's like.
Well, the reporter.
Yeah, that was
but
true.
none of the main characters.
Yeah, none of the main characters really had a Norwegian accent, which kind of like threw me off. Not like out of the film. I wasn't like, oh, so bad. But I was definitely like, wait, why is he talking like that?
Yeah. But yeah, like I mean, I bought it on Amazon, so I have it on my library. So.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the Blu-ray.
It's really good.
Yeah.
All right, so final film everybody's talking about.
Ugh.
Avengers Endgame.
That shit was wet.
Fucking terrible movie. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna start off by saying this movie was extremely overhyped.
Yes, definitely.
Don't get me wrong, I fucking loved it, but
I liked it.
I would not say it was like amazing.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was definitely not a cinematic achievement, as I heard someone say. Fuck no, that shit is not. The fuck.
The fuck.
But it was a good like chapter closer. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely a good chapter closer. A lot of people were saying like, "Oh, this is like a good way to end it and just be done." Like,
which it was.
Yeah, but
because like I can honestly say that ending the character arcs for some of these characters that have been around for 10 years, the way they did in this film, in this movie, was good. Like I wasn't disappointed at all. Like I was like, wow, that was actually better than what I had in mind. What I had in mind was like, I want them all to die.
I want to jump right to the ending. So one last warning.
Well, I already said they all die.
So, the death of Tony Stark. What did you think of that?
I thought that was a good death.
Yeah?
Yeah. And
that shit got to me, man.
Really?
It did. Well, okay. What got to me was seeing Pepper's reaction.
Yeah, I would say her performance got me.
Her performance in that scene, I was like even because when I saw it the second time, it still got to me. Like I got teary eyed still.
Yeah, and her line to him was like pretty. It was a perfect closing for his character, because she lets him know like.
Cause she's accepting that like this is it for him.
Yeah.
Like you could tell she realized that, so she's just like, we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, and the fact that like Tony's been on this like mission to protect the Earth ever since New York in 2012, you know.
Yeah.
Like that was his mission. Like I had to protect the world from this guy, you know, like Thanos.
Yeah.
And he kills him.
Yeah.
And then Pepper throws that line at him. It's like, you can rest now because we're safe. And that's it.
Yeah, but like her face when she realizes like he's gone. Just like her starting of crying.
Yeah.
Dude, that got to me. Like, fuck.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. I would say that Tom Holland's performance for his death.
Oh, that one.
Dude, too. I was like, damn, this guy's really good at making people sad.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I don't like him.
No.
No.
Like, no.
But like he's good at making people sad. Like his dialogue was like, I would hate to hear my son say that to me, you know, because that was a relationship they had.
Yeah, father son.
Yeah. But a good death, I would say.
Yeah.
For that character.
I've been reading, and I don't agree with this, but I've been reading that people want Robert Downey Jr. to be nominated for an Oscar.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as great as a performance it was, like...
I mean, I don't care about the Oscars, but don't fucking, like...
It just seems a little too much for me.
Yeah, it's just don't... I don't know.
It's like, yeah, it was sad, you know? Because we've... Especially for people that have invested so much time in watching every single one of these movies.
Yeah.
Like, to see a main character just be gone like that.
Yeah.
Like, of course, like, yeah, like... And especially the way it was done in such a good way. But to say that he deserves an Oscar performance for the movie in its entirety, like...
I wouldn't say
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, he wasn't acting bad, but he wasn't acting great to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember reading that. I think it was on Twitter. So, like, there was like an article saying that people want Robert Downey Jr. to be nominated for an Oscar.
Doubt it.
Which honestly, I feel like it might happen.
That'd be sad. That'd be sad.
Okay, another important thing that happened in the movie was Captain America's ending.
I would say his death.
I liked it, and I didn't.
I liked it.
What I didn't like about it was his choice for the new Captain America.
Oh, that was weird. Yeah, that was a little. That caught me out of like left field for sure.
Like, in a way, I guess it makes sense, but it just seems like a very dumb decision on Captain America's part, on Steve Rogers' part,
Why?
because Sam isn't a super soldier.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So his only strength is gonna be the shield. If he takes one hard hit, he could die.
Yeah, he's like
He's just a guy.
he's
Like
as human as the other two. What are they?
the
Hawkeye.
yeah, Hawkeye
And
and Black Widow.
yeah, he's as human as they
Yeah,
are.
he doesn't have superpowers. He doesn't have
Yeah.
super strength. Like, so to me, I feel like that was a very dumb decision on his part.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to seeing his best friend.
Bucky.
Yeah,
That's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought he was gonna end up giving the shield to Bucky,
Yeah,
which makes Bucky's a super soldier.
he is. Yeah.
So that it would make sense for him to do it.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, unless they end up giving the fucking super soldier serum to Sam.
Yeah,
Does it even exist still in that universe?
I don't think so. No.
That was the only part I didn't like about his whole, like, ending of his
Yeah.
arc.
That was weird.
But the fact that, like, he was able to live a full life,
Yeah.
that was fucking tight. But that's another thing that kind of, like, kind of a dumb decision on his part too, because they were told not to change anything, you know, because it'll fuck everything up.
Yeah.
So by him, when he goes back to give back all the stones, he decides to stay and be with Peggy to live a full life until they grow old.
Yeah.
That kind of fucks up the timeline of her, because she apparently in the show Agent Peggy Carter,
Yeah.
she gets married and has a family.
So I mean, you can say that that show's now non-canon.
Yeah, because of what he did.
Because of what he did.
Yeah, but then because of that,
Congratulations, Disney. You fucked yourself.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like this movie, there was so many like plot holes in it. There were so many decisions in it.
Didn't you tell me that you heard someone say like, I never enjoyed a movie more?
Oh no, okay, I know what you're talking about. I saw a tweet by this critic. His name's John Campia.
Yeah.
He put, "I never enjoyed a movie so much that had so many plot holes."
Yeah. And that was this movie for me. It was just so much. It was a lot of fucking dumb shit. Like it was.
I think what they were doing was fan service.
It was, dude.
They were doing
and
a lot of stuff
fucking
to
hate
please
that.
the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, yeah, I hate that too. But I mean, in the end, I still liked the movie, so.
I just liked it. To me, it was my Fast and Furious.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't see it like that.
I see it like that.
But yeah, that's the thing. I was just like, wait, so he stayed back with Peggy. So he just fucked up the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're gonna use that in future movies. Like, oh, because of this, now we have to deal with this shit.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you've seen the recent Spider-Man trailer, the newest one,
Mm-hmm.
where it reveals that Tony's dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Nick Fury mentions that, like, there was a rip in the timeline, and that's where Mysterio's from. He's from a different timeline.
Yeah, he's from a timeline where he's good.
Yeah.
Where in this universe he would be a bad guy, which he is. He's not a good dude.
What do you think of that movie?
I don't
Are
like.
you-
I
are
don't
you-
like those movies at all. I never seen them, and
No.
I don't plan on watching.
Oh, so you're not looking forward to the new Spider-Man?
No.
I mean, I'm a fan of those movies, so I'm looking forward to it. But I feel like I know what's gonna happen already.
What do you think?
Because I feel, okay, Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, he's like, he wants Spider-Man's help to defeat, like, I don't know whatever the villain is of the movie.
Uh-huh.
Mysterio's character, he's a master illusionist. What I think is going to end up happening, the twist, is he is going to be behind it the whole time.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to be behind it the whole time because he's going to want people to see him as a hero. So he's going to set up these scenarios where he has to save people. So people can see him as the hero. But maybe it gets out of hand and he needs the help. So that's when he calls Spider-Man in. Maybe Spider-Man discovers that's him the whole time. And that's the twist. I feel like that's what's going to happen. Because Mysterio's a villain.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
But going back to Avengers, like when I remember watching it the first time, the whole Captain America thing, and when he didn't show back up on the platform and showed up on the bench, I remember thinking like, why would he show up on the bench? But I think it was either you or Jose explained it to me like, well, maybe he knew that they were going to be here at this certain time, so that he just waited for them there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That whole little scenario was a little confusing.
It was.
Because, I mean, they needed his help in the first place to get the stones. And it's like, wait, you were chilling with Peggy this whole time? So, I mean, you didn't help us out? But you knew where we were going to be at the end?
Yeah, see?
Yeah, so many plot holes in this film. It's so annoying.
But I did like that instead of just showing him die on screen.
I wish he would have died.
I honestly thought that it was going to be Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man. I thought they were going to show their deaths on screen.
I thought that would have been such a great idea.
Especially in the part after the Thanos like attacks their headquarters, and then remember like it shows Thor just staring at him, and then Captain America and Iron Man walking up to him.
Yeah.
And like when Thor like summons Stormbreaker and the hammer, and it shows just the three of them about to attack Thanos. In my head, I was like, okay, the three of them are gonna end up dying by the end of the film.
Yeah, and then it would have been cool to just see like short hair girl. What's her name? The new.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, her.
I want to talk about her, but we'll get to her right now.
And like, it would have been cool for them to be like, "Oh no, they killed our friends. Let's all like strengthen up and kill this guy."
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
especially like the three main ones. Like,
yeah. But I mean,
like I think Thor should have been killed in the movie, but the scene I think he should have been killed is when Thanos had Stormbreaker to his chest, because it looked like it was already piercing what he was wearing. I feel like that would have been a good death scene for him.
Yeah.
Because he was beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Thor doesn't die. It seems that what they're
He's
setting...
the only one that really survived. Because, I mean...
Of the originals?
Yeah, because Tony died, Hulk. And then Captain America basically died of old age. And he's out in space.
Black Widow died?
Yeah.
That's another scene that actually got to me.
I think that scene was probably the most emotional scene in this film.
Like, to me, that scene really got to me. And it was also surprising to me because I thought it was going to be Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Because the way they were setting up his character at that point was like, he saw himself as a piece of shit, you know?
Yeah.
He couldn't really forgive himself for what he's been doing. So I was like, oh.
But he does
that's how they're going to redeem him.
He does have a family, though.
I know, but like the way I saw it, I was like, this is how they're going to have him redeem himself, by sacrificing himself to help them save the world. And he tried, but Black Widow took his spot. So that surprised me. And like that scene did get to me too, how he was like holding her and she's just like, let's go. Like there was a lot of blood in this movie.
Yeah, there was a lot of blood, and then there was a lot of like
unnecessary swearing.
I don't give a shit. You know?
Yeah. A lot of assholes or dickheads.
Which was cool. I like that.
Which, I mean, it makes sense because it was going for like a darker feel for it. But yeah, but the whole Thor thing, they're obviously setting up for the Asgardians of the galaxy because he leaves with them. That scene was funny. The whole exchange
that
with him.
Was probably the funniest scene in the movie. Like
that shit was funny.
That shit was
I'm in charge. Right? So I'm actually looking forward to, because I feel like he's going to be in part 3 for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I think so.
He's probably not going to have his own movies anymore. He's probably just going to be a part of those now. So I'm looking forward to that, especially because James Gunn is back on. So, but going back to Captain Marvel, because I want to talk about her. So, did you like the movie Captain Marvel?
No, I didn't.
No?
Nope.
I did. I thought it was okay. And I did think that Brie Larson's performance was pretty weak. And I was giving her a break because a lot of people were giving her shit when she was announced as being cast.
I feel like she's getting non-stop shit, dude. Well, like, it just won't stop with her.
But I remember reading a lot of people like saying like, oh, like why they pick Brie Larson? Like she's a terrible choice, whatever. But I was like, you know what? No, like I like Brie Larson. Like, I thought she was good in Room, you know? Like, I like her. So, watching Captain Marvel, I was like, okay, yeah, it was kind of a weak performance on her part. But this movie definitely made me think, like, okay, she was a terrible choice for Captain Marvel.
That's the feeling I got when I finished watching that movie. Not this one, but the Captain Marvel one.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, how miscasted that character was.
To me, she seems like she's just trying to act like a super. Like, it seems very obvious that she's trying to act like a superhero.
Yeah, like I don't like when I see her, I don't feel like I'm looking at that character. I feel like I'm looking at like a very angry woman. Like she's very upset for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy her in this movie, which I'm glad she wasn't really in it that much.
Yeah, that was cool.
But that's definitely one of my biggest criticisms. Like, I saw she's just dull, man. Like, she's dull to me in
Yeah,
this movie.
like,
Just her as this character, she's
like the
very
whole time
dull.
she's just like,
Just stone face, like no
yeah,
emotion, like
and very cocky.
yeah.
And it's like, dude,
It doesn't, and she's very cocky, and it doesn't feel earned. Like, it doesn't feel warranted.
yeah, like
You know what I mean?
I'd back your cockiness if I had more investment in you, but I don't. All I know is that you're angry for some reason. Like you're such a sour person. I don't know why.
Like, what my impression is, she was trying to act like fucking Christopher Reeve's Superman. Like, the way she stood, like, it was very like dun, 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 you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I didn't like her as Captain Marvel.
I don't either. Very miscast. I would recast that.
Emily Blunt.
No.
You want Charlize Theron, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Yeah, Emily Blunt for Captain Marvel, and I would want Charlize Theron to play Samus in a Metroid movie.
I thought you wanted it the other way around.
Yeah, I switch it now.
Wait, so you switched it to you want Charlize as Samus now?
Yeah.
Because I remember you saying you wanted Emily Blunt as Samus.
Yeah, I did, and I'm thinking about it right now, and I'm like, because Emily Blunt's so good at dialogue, and she's so good at acting, where Samus as a character doesn't have any of that. And I'm not saying Charlize Theron sucks. I think she's great, but she would definitely be the shit.
You know what? That makes sense, and it seems very fitting. And I always bring this up, and you haven't seen it, but Atomic Blonde. It's a bad movie, but I bring it up because she does her own stunts, and there's a fight scene in it where I feel would be like a perfect example. Like, you would want to show someone this, like, okay, this is who I want to play Samus, and you show them this specific scene, be like, yes, perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would honestly would prefer either one of them as Captain Marvel instead.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, like, now I'm not looking forward to anything she's going to be involved in future MCU movies.
I mean, hopefully she changes her fucking, like, approach to this character, because it's so fucking bad what she's doing right now. It's, like, annoying.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not going to watch any more of this bullshit.
I'm going to be their opening day homeboy.
But yeah, I mean, if I was definitely involved in anything she was in, I'd be like, yo, go home. Change. Don't come back. Until you change.
Don't come back. But overall, did you enjoy the movie? Because I know you're not a Marvel fan. Like, you don't like these movies.
Yeah, I don't. But, I mean, I did like it.
Because I remember you saying you liked Infinity War also.
Yeah, I did.
So that's why I was like, okay, he'll
I liked it
probably like this
just
one
because
too.
of the fact that everyone died.
Yeah.
And when I found out, like, obviously they were going to bring him back.
Yeah, obviously.
But I was like, I hope they just have some balls and just kill these people. But they didn't. I mean, they killed 1, 2.
Yeah,
You
three.
know?
Three.
But it's like,
Black Widow, Captain America, Iron Man were the main ones.
who?
Black Widow, Captain America, and Iron Man were the 3 main deaths of
Oh, yeah,
Endgame.
yeah. But it's like, man, I wish more deaths would have been more satisfying to me.
And then I thought Loki was going to stay dead, but because they announced that fucking Loki series for the Disney streaming service. They found a way to like bring him back, so he's alive again in the universe. I'm interested
Yeah.
in seeing how they're gonna bring Vision back because he's supposed to have a series also,
Yeah, with that one with his girlfriend, right?
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
But I mean, he wasn't in this movie, so
Yeah.
I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing how they're gonna bring him back.
Now that I think about it, this film just feels like setup now.
Oh yeah, all these movies are set up.
Ugh, annoying. I'm over it. Never again.
Okay, so I'll end the Avengers talk on that. But there's a couple trailers I want to bring up. Did you see the new Brightburn trailer?
No, I didn't know there was a new one.
Oh, it's just one. It's basically they show an entire just one scene, and the scene ends and it says Brightburn.
Oh, you talking about the one with the lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it then.
Dude, I cannot
I'm
wait for
looking
this
forward
movie.
to that one.
Yes, it looks gory. Like
Yeah.
it's like
I mean, I'm
fucking.
definitely sick of like superpowers, but this one looks cool.
I love the twist James Gunn is putting on this.
Yeah, the whole like this good guy isn't a good guy.
Yeah,
He's a bad guy.
it's pretty much fucking bad guy Superman.
Yeah.
And it's like presenting it as a horror film, and I can't wait to watch this, dude.
Yeah.
And what about the It Chapter 2 trailer? Did you see it?
I watched it. I didn't like the first one.
You didn't like the first It?
No, I didn't.
No?
I like the original It.
I'm the opposite. I don't like the original It.
I like the original one. The original one scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Really?
Hell yeah, dude. I was a kid when I watched it.
So was I. I thought that shit sucked.
That shit scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Nah,
I
didn't,
did not
didn't-
want to shower alone after that one.
I didn't like that movie. The remake I liked though. But what did you think of this new trailer for the part 2? Does it interest you at all?
I got the same feeling I got for part 1.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just nothing exciting.
I'm interested.
I'm not.
Thanks. Alright, so that about wraps it up for this episode.
Okay.
Once again, thank you to everybody that's been listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And we've been getting feedback here and there, and I appreciate it. You know, people are telling me they're enjoying the show. Like, thank you. People sharing our episodes, sharing our social media. Like, you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, just Betamax. Like, just thank you for just helping spread the word, you know.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
But yeah, so...
And our next episode will be on power violence.
Yep.
Hardcore punk. If you don't know what that is, please listen to the next episode so you can find out how this subgenre of music basically shaped us to be who we are today.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to
help build some of the relationships we have today.
Yeah. I can honestly say that like 80% of the friends I have right now wouldn't be
because of power violence.
It wouldn't be possible without power violence.
Yeah.
So
we will have 2 guests.
Yeah, close friends of ours.
Yeah.
So tune in a few weeks. We'll have that up.
Yeah. So thank you.
Thanks, guys.